Hey everybody, I'm here with Michael McGivern. He is actually the first agent on our team, the Elite Advantage team here. And what I'm doing here is touching base with Michael and just wanted to talk to him a little bit about kind of what separates him apart from everybody else in the real estate world. And also wanted to kind of pick his brain in terms of why he chose to be on a team versus being a solo agent and just kind of going from there. So Michael, if you're ready, can we just dive on in?
Absolutely.
Okay. First question I have for you, Michael, is, prior to getting into real estate, what were you doing?
I wore many hats, but the most part I worked in PR and advertising, and I did a little bit of everything in that. I had worked in government, I had worked in kind of an agency life, which a lot of people do, especially right out of college. And then I had been in corporate advertising and PR before getting into real estate.
Okay. Very, very cool. So can you tell me a little bit, maybe one or two things, what you liked about it, and then one or two things maybe that you didn't like about it?
Yeah. The stuff I liked about it most was you could do great work with clients and you could be creative. So being a left-handed person, a right-brain person, there was a creativity to it that always attracted me to those industries in the communications industry. And there was always new challenges and new clients that you were always working with. So that's what I really liked about it.
Hmm. And what maybe did you not like about it, or maybe some things that you would have changed that kind of eventually caused you to leave that industry?
Uh, the two main reasons were uh, not well-paying jobs. So you're doing a lot of work for little pay, and you don't get things like overtime and things like that. So whatever you gain in having a relaxed dress code and a really fun office and fun work, kind of you give up with security. So
Hmm.
that's a big thing, and just a lack of upward mobility when it um, came to the work as well. It's kind of a shrinking industry, and once you kind of can see the forest through the trees a little bit, that um, you're kind of thinking like, all right, well, what does my career look like 10 years from now? And it's kind of a blank space, or you just don't have a clue. I don't think that is a very great sign about the future of your work. So those are two big reasons why.
Okay. Yeah. So then, and you may have touched on it a little bit, but another question that I would have for you is what eventually caused you, you obviously wanted to leave that industry. So what caused you to get into real estate? Why real estate?
Well, we had layoffs at my company, and I kind of got it because there were 4 people doing my job, and there really only needed to be one person doing the job. Like, so I'm sure they ended up doing just fine with one person on the gig. So it was kind of something I had been thinking about, and then I took it kind of as a sign to get my license. I mean, I came from a real estate family, so I had family members who had been in the industry and real estate investors and things like that. So it's things that I grew up around anyways. I mean, I technically like held my first open house when I was about 5 years old, when my aunt would use me as a prop at one of her open houses frequently. And I also had caught myself, maybe just a random Tuesday night, Wednesday night, I would find myself watching HGTV instead of like the Wild Game or something like that. So
Sure.
it kind of hit me over the head that this was probably a great idea to pursue as a career.
Okay. And that makes sense. I mean, I guess your story is probably a lot like many, right? I saw something on TV or something, piqued my interest a little bit. So with that, what advice would you give to, new agents, even veteran agents, or maybe someone just looking to get into real estate? What advice would you give them?
Well, the first thing I would say is most people kind of fail at the industry and don't make it 5 years because they just kind of get thrown into the fire and don't, they get their license. I don't think they do a lot of homework on where they should be brokerage wise. They don't do much homework on the benefits of being on a team, the benefits of being a solo agent, and figuring out what's right for them. And I don't think they do a lot of math either on what it really takes to run a business or be a part of a team, and what that means to splits, time management, things like that. So the first thing I really think about is, instead of just thinking about how soon can I get into the industry and start, selling and making money, I would just really think a lot more about what you need for support, because not a lot of offices can just give you the support you're going to need. I would also think about, all right, can I make it 6 months without a sale? What's it going to take to go that long without getting a check? Because if you need a check next week, it's not going to happen. So doing some real thinking about what it's going to take for you to succeed, and how much you really need to have set aside, or what you need to live off of, especially early in your career, first 1 or 2 years, I think is probably the most important thing if you want to succeed in the long run.
Sure. That makes sense. Cool. Is there anything else that you would like to add personally?
I am loving what we're doing right now. I think that even with the challenges that's going on in the real world, that we're still doing business and still driving business. And I think very few agents can say the same thing.
Cool. Well, I want to give you the opportunity to maybe give out some of your information for anybody watching this that wants to get into real estate, or somebody that has a transaction that they might want to do. Maybe they want to do some business, right? So do you want to give a quick shout out with your contact information so that they can reach out to you?
Absolutely. Well, my phone number is 651-324-1815. And I can always be reached via email at michael@eliteadvantageteam.com.
Perfect. All right, Michael. Well, hey, I appreciate your time today. I appreciate you giving us kind of your feedback, and look forward to helping each other's businesses grow.
No, thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Awesome. See you.